You've done the hard work, dug deep, faced yourself, tried to change. You've extended the olive branch, the teacup, the handwritten note, and still, silence, resistance, rewrite after rewrite of the same painful script. In Wonderland, doors talk and flowers sing, but sometimes the people we long to connect with the most, build walls too high for even magic to climb. This series is for those moments when your vulnerability is met with rolled eyes, when your growth is seen as betrayal, and when trying to reconnect feels like shouting through a hedge maze. You're not imagining it, you're not too much, and no, you don't owe anyone a version of yourself that shrinks just to fit inside their comfort zone. This is the wall and the Wonderland, a journey into what it means to seek closeness, and what it costs when others refuse to meet you halfway.
This is Wonderland Unlocked, episode 138, The Tea Party That Never Starts. The second chapter in our journey through the wall and the Wonderland when they don't want to meet you there. It's about those moments when you reach out, when you offer warmth, invitation, yourself. And the response is silence. Or worse, sarcasm, indifference. We all crave connection, but sometimes our invitations go unanswered, or they're met with cold dismissal. That feeling of being ignored or mocked when all you wanted was to be seen. That's what we're unpacking today. A gentle note before we go further, this episode touches on emotional neglect, ghosting, and the pain of feeling invalidated. If any of this feels heavy, please take care of yourself however you need. Pause, breathe, step away, or come back when you're ready. Your well-being is the most important part of this conversation. I remember one evening in particular, a moment that still lingers like a faded photograph in my mind. I had spent the entire afternoon crafting a message, carefully, thoughtfully, like setting a table for a tea party in the heart of Wonderland. You know the scene, the Mad Hatter's table with its mismatched cups and colorful plates, wild yet full of promise. I imagine laughter spilling through the air, stories weaving together like vines around the garden art. The warmth, the connection, the shared moments just waiting to bloom. So I hit send, and I waited. At first, I told myself maybe they were busy, maybe tired, maybe my message got lost in the shuffle of a busy day. I told myself not to overthink it. But the silence stretched. Hours turned into a day, then two. The longer I waited, the heavier my chest felt. Confusion settled in, quiet but persistent. Had I said something wrong? Was I too much? Too needy? Did I misread the signals all along? I replayed every word, every emoji, every punctuation mark, searching for clues I wasn't ready to find. And then came the embarrassment. What if someone noticed I was waiting? What if they thought I was desperate, or pathetic, or simply too clingy? The fear of being judged for wanting connection made me want to disappear. I felt exposed, vulnerable, like the only one who showed up to a party where everyone else had already left. The empty chairs around the table felt like a spotlight shining on my loneliness. And beneath all of that was a deep ache. The quiet, hollow kind that nestles in your chest when you prepare joy, when you offer your hand, and it's met with nothing at all. No warmth, no acknowledgement, just silence. There's something especially painful about that experience. It's not just rejection. It's the absence of anything at all. The feeling that maybe you don't matter enough to even warrant a response. In Wonderland, the tea party is wild, chaotic, full of voices and laughter. But sometimes in real life, the tea party never starts. The table stays set, the cups remain full, but the chairs stay stubbornly empty. And in that stillness, we're left with ourselves, wondering what it means to keep hoping when hope feels like it's breaking. When we reach out, hoping to connect, sometimes what we get back isn't what we imagined. Disconnection can wear many faces. I want to talk about 3 of the most common and painful ways it shows up when you extend your hand. 1. cold silence, the ghosting. You send a message, you call, you open the door with a hopeful knock, and nothing answers. Days pass, then weeks. No sorry, I'm busy. No, let's talk soon. Just radio silence. At first, your mind races. Did I say something wrong? Was I too much? Did I overstep? That spiral of doubt can twist tighter and tighter until you find yourself trapped in shame. You begin to pull back, trying not to feel the sting of rejection. But emotional withdrawal only deepens the silence. It's an aching loneliness that feels invisible, even to yourself. 2. Sarcasm or dismissal. Sometimes the silence is replaced with noise, the sharp, biting kind. You reach out, vulnerable and sincere. Instead of warmth, you get sarcasm or mocking laughter. They brush off your feelings, calling you dramatic, clingy, or too much. This kind of dismissal hits differently. It doesn't just say no to your invitation, it says you are the problem. It's rejection wrapped in humiliation, and it leaves scars that aren't easily seen. You might start questioning your worth, your reality, even your right to ask for connection. 3. Reluctant presence. They show up, but not really. Then there's the third kind of disconnection that's quietly painful in its own way. They respond late, vaguely, answers that feel like afterthoughts. They come to the table, but their heart isn't really there. Conversations are shallow, laughter feels forced. The space between you grows wider, even when you're physically close. This kind of presence without presence is lonelier than being alone. Because when you crave connection, each of these responses tells you something, even if it's hard to hear. Sometimes, people are dealing with their own walls and struggles. Sometimes, they just can't meet you where you are. But none of these responses mean you're unworthy of connection. They simply signal that the bridge you're trying to cross isn't built yet, or isn't meant for you. At least, not right now. There's a question that often lingers in the silence after ignored invitation. Why do we keep setting the table even when no one comes? It's because deep down, we still hope. Hope that someday the empty chairs will fill again. Hope that the laughter will return, even if it's quieter than before. We remember what used to be, the warmth, the connection, the way things once felt easy and safe. That memory becomes a beacon, a gentle pull that keeps us reaching out even when the presence is cold. And sometimes, we don't want to believe that they don't care. It's easier to hold on to hope than to face the painful truth of indifference or distance. Beneath that hope, there are wounds from long ago, our inner child longing to be seen, to be loved without conditions. Sometimes we try harder, give more, apologize too much, all in the hope of being accepted. That's the people pleaser heart in action, wanting to fix what feels broken by sheer persistence and love. But here's a gentle truth to hold on to. You're not pathetic for trying. You're not foolish for inviting love again and again. Showing up even when it's hard is a brave act. It means you still believe in connection, in belonging. That courage is real and sacred. So, if you find yourself setting the table one more time, know this. It's not weakness. It's a sign of your beautiful, hopeful heart. And whatever happens next, that heart deserves kindness, especially from you. It's easy to look at the empty chair and feel like it's a reflection of your own worth. That somehow, if no one takes that seat, it means you're not enough. But here's the truth I want to gently plant with you today. You are not the empty chair. The emptiness around you is not a judgment on your value. It's a space waiting, not a space rejecting. You can set the most beautiful table in the world, full of light, color, warmth, and you don't have to beg anyone to sit. The right people will come when the time is right. Sometimes they don't arrive at all, and that's okay too. The invitation is an act of love, not a plea for approval. Let's try some small grounding exercise together. If it feels safe where you are, close your eyes for a moment. Picture the table you've set, the cups, the plates, the carefully chosen flowers. Now look at one of the empty chairs. Imagine filling that chair with someone who will meet you there, maybe a future friend, someone who will listen without judgment, or perhaps the younger version of yourself who needed this space long ago. Or simply you, fully present and kind to yourself. Feel the warmth of that presence filling the space. You don't have to carry the loneliness alone. You can create your own company. Steady, loving, and enough. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Remember, the empty chair is not a reflection of your worth. It's a place waiting for connection, and that connection starts with you. Sometimes, the tea grows cold before anyone arrives. The cup sits still, the chairs remain empty, and the quiet feels endless. It's a lonely kind of waiting, the kind that presses heavy on the heart. But here's something to hold close, even if the tea is cold today. You will set this table again. You will prepare the space with hope, with courage, with all the care you've carried this far. And next time, someone worthy will pull up a chair. Someone who sees the beauty of the invitation and chooses to stay. Someone who will bring their own warmth to the gathering. Until then, be gentle with yourself. Your willingness to show up again and again is its own kind of magic. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, every invitation you've made was honest. Every effort you gave was real and meaningful. If this episode resonated with you, consider sharing it with someone who might be navigating their own moments of disconnection. You were never wrong to want to connect. And someday, someone will arrive right on time. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.